what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you, Diane. I wouldn't be here. I was reading a document. Someone sent me a document this morning, about 12 pages. I was reading that document. Bear with me. I'm going to get this whole party started. I was reading a document, a 12-page document, and I forgot to turn on every day, just so you know, I have to turn the camera. I have to sign on to the program and connect with the main office there, Diane's mega computer system. And I forgot to. So I'm getting ready. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics. Had to get my watch on because people look for that every day. If they come to the program, because I have set certain standards, expectations, and have made commitments to this audience, right? I mean, am I the last? Am I the last? I mean, I will be glad to pick it up, run with it, and be the lead. In fact, I'm not being arrogant. I'm not being a jackass or anything in the world, but I've always been the lead in this situation. Always have. I've never wavered. I've never flinched. I've never made any change in anything that I bring to you. I've always made a commitment to this audience. There's no way. I want to know the last damn time you ever got up, tuned into this show, and said, what in the world happened to BKP? Who got to him? When? Name it, damn it, name it. Because it has not happened, and it will not. I have told you over and over, I don't have Donald Trump obsession problems. I do not have to seek therapy because I have an obsession with any damn one in the world. I have not been purchased, bought out. I wish I could show you this old jacket. The neckline is all worn and frayed. I've not been bought out. I have not been purchased. I cannot be purchased. You cannot buy a narrative on the show. I have had people drop their checkbook and quit sending me money because I didn't run a narrative that they wanted to run. But here I am to tell you 2020 was stolen. Look, folks, every day, the reason that got me is because I make commitments and I keep my word with this audience and I look you in the eye. And I have people wondering if I don't put my Trump watch on, if they don't see my Trump hat, you will see it immediately. And if there it is, thank you, Diane. If you don't see the Trump hat and you don't see the Trump pin, oh my God, something has happened. And the reason that got me riled up, I would happen to be your host if you just tuned in and said, who the hell is this yelling at me at 8 o'clock? I'm give me number 77. I'm here, right? 2020 was stolen from the American people. This is why I get axed from YouTube. This is why I get axed from other platforms. Period. I happen to be, and I don't know how this is coming across. I happen to be the most dangerous person on a microphone in Georgia every single day. They call me dangerous. They attack me because I will not fold. You got it? I will not. We're out here. Every single one, everyone that I'm aware of has sold out 2020. It's over. Fani Willis got away with it. The crime is done. She got away with it, right? I know what you're telling me. You're telling me the other day that in Georgia, the Board of Elections voted 3-2 to ask the Department of Justice to help get the documents and the information from Fulton County on the 2020 election that we cannot get. I get it. That's great. But guess what? All the people that need to give a shit don't give a shit. It's over. There's only you and I. We're the only ones left. That's it. Derek Dooley is going to win the race. Dooley is going to be a lot better than Ossoff. And Kemp believes that Derek Dooley is the guy to win in the race to take the seat back from the communists. I have always told you. Who told you this? Me. Every single morning when you tune in here, if you're not sharing this, okay, it's it. You don't have anyone to rely on. The two candidates that we have in Georgia that say that they're running for governor, Burt Jones, take that down. I'll be damned if I can look at that piece of garbage much longer. That's John Bullshit Fredericks. What have I always told you in this studio? What have I always said to you? Right? The worst thing that ever happened to Georgia politics. The worst thing. Right? Let me show you something. I'm really jacked this morning and I'm tired of the bullshit. I just am. Mom, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, Mom, but this is the way it's got to be. Number 111. Now, I have a president of the United States, Donald J. Trump. And Donald J. Trump had to come to Georgia to Fulton County. And Donald J. Trump had to go into Fulton County jail and have a mugshot taken. And Brian Kemp stood next to a desk in his office and said, I can't find anything that Fani Willis has done wrong. Right? Derek Dooley, endorsed by Kemp. We've got this lady, this whacked out, crazy ass lady, Debbie Dooley, that says, I'm hardcore MAGA. I'm hardcore MAGA. But I'm leaning towards Derek Dooley. She sold out to Kemp. Fredericks, the worst thing that ever happened to Georgia politics came down here. John Godzilla of bullshit. The worst thing that ever happened to politics comes down. He sold out to Trump. He said to Kemp, I'm in. Debbie Dooley sold out to Kemp. I'm in. Right? Exactly. I mean, I'm just telling you. Brian Kemp, Derek Dooley. Now, I have a question for you, America. You ready? I have a question for you. Now, I'm not endorsing Mike Collins, but let me just say this. Vince Dooley. I mean, it's almost like you got to do this when you say Vince Dooley. I mean, you can't say anything against Vince Dooley. Whoa, bada bing, bada boom, right? I get it. I'm a UGA fan. I wait for the dogs to come out any day. I'm all pumped up. I can't wait for the dogs. I love it. But, I got my UGA hat right over there. I'm ready to go. But Vince Dooley, his son, go look at the other son. Let's start doing some investigating here. The corruption never ends in Georgia. I feel like an Italian here. What's the matter, huh? The corruption, it never ends. Bada bing, bada boom. What the hell? Look at this. Now, give me number 14. Before I flipped back to this, give me number 14. All right, so we got two guys running for governor in Georgia. Two guys. We got Burt Jones over here. You know, he wants the MAGA hat. We got friggin' what's that guy's name? Oh, Chris Carr, the Attorney General. Guess what? They both said they would have, in Kemp's shoes, certified the 2020 election. So our two candidates for Georgia, the crime is over. It's never. You only had one person left. Burt Jones, claiming to be MAGA, America first, Trump all the way, baby. But he would have certified the 2020 election. Chris Carr would have certified the 2020 election. We sit here this morning, we've got a governor that certified a fraudulent election. We've got a district attorney in Fulton County that's drinking Grey Goose while her boyfriend is scamming big profit off of our president of the United States. We have people's lives ruined. We have people that are totally torn apart, their families and everything in Georgia by legal bills of these corrupt people. But hell, number 21. You never know. There could be a pop-up of Brian, Marty, and the girls. I'm sitting here in Georgia where Brian Kemp and Marty Kemp, right? Where Brian Kemp said, I don't even know if I'm going to vote in the primary. Holy smokes. I'm sitting here in Georgia where Marty Kemp says, well, Donald Trump has not earned my vote yet. I'm sitting here in Georgia where these two people will not come to the Georgia GOP state convention. But Josh McCoon, the chairman of the Georgia GOP, will run around like a puppy dog and kiss their ass at any moment, at any time. That's where I'm at. I'm stuck. I'm right here. And I will not waver. I mean, go ahead, give me number 19. We're getting ready to blow this out of the water. Whoa, stay there. What is Brian Kemp's next job? Why the Dooleys all of a sudden? Vince Dooley over there at UGA. What is Brian Kemp's next job? Write that down. Brian Kemp not running for Senate. Brian Kemp backing Derek Dooley. UGA. Brian Kemp needs to get a job. What would be Brian Kemp's next job? And are they raking and skimming right off the top of the fundraising? Georgia first. 19. Derek Dooley's brother. Daniel Dooley, go look up the legislation that we wrote that Brian Kemp, or was written in Georgia that Brian Kemp signed that benefits Daniel Dooley, Derek Dooley's brother, Brian Kemp's roommate in college, his business, and it's coming your way. Oh, by the way, Georgia, where we have $140 million, the worst Ponzi scheme tied into all of our politics. Now, there was a reason I started all this. I forgot the reason. Okay, here's the reason. Let me give it to you, and then we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. I'm going to try to regroup. I mean, I might regroup or go to friggin' Illinois with the Democrats, right? Oh, my God. Oh, my, yeah. I think I'll fly out there to Illinois, right? Isn't that the sanctuary? Oh, I'm already in a sanctuary state when it comes to upholding and supporting and backing and not doing anything with criminal crime, whatever, at the highest degree. All right, I got to get over this. The reason I said that, I'm not obsessed with Donald Trump. He's the president of the United States. I support my president of the United States, but we do have a little bit of an obsession problem in some areas and people that run a narrative. So that's not me. But as long as you come here and you see my watch, you see this hat, and you see my pin, I may forget one of them, I still support my president of the United States. So I look you in the eye. But let me tell you what I also look you in the eye and say, and I say this, and Diane, you need to take this serious. I always tell you it's a joke. I will retire first. I will retire first before I turn this camera on and bow down and give up and say Brian Kemp won. It won't happen. You can count on me. You got it? I will not. I know what happened in the 2020 election. I've met with the good people, not the grifters, the good people that know for a fact what happened. I've had Joe Rossi on this program. Joe Rossi's a good man. He did the investigation. We know what happened around this state. You got it? So I will not. You can count on me. I will not give in and throw in the towel. I'm going to play you the most disgusting. Let me show you something here. I know for a fact. Now, thank you very much, because you guys out there, give me number 40. I'm blocked, but there's people all across the state that keep an eye on it, but I'm blocked. But go see right now if you can find this tweet, we'll call it tweet, on the Do Masters, Do Nothing, Do Shits, Debbie. I say, question mark. Well, I better not. I am hardcore MAGA. I will absolutely not support massage parlor Mike Collins. I am strongly leaning for Dooley. She took this down. She says she's hardcore MAGA, but she's sold out. She's strongly leaning for Dooley. That would be right here, right? So call me, attack me, anything you want. Number 11. Sold out. 111. I strongly lean Dooley. No, you're not hardcore MAGA, right? Endorsed by Kemp. Take a break.
Massive truck discounts are back at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Up to $10,000 off Silverado 1500s. Up to $5,000 off Silverado 2500s. Don't wait. Get them before they're gone. $10,000 off Silverado 1500s. $5,000 off Silverado 2500s at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done.
Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
Kemp's latest gamble, a blank slate Senate candidate. No, I'm not all jacked up on Mountain Dew. But thanks for asking. I'm your host, BKP. There's 30 minutes or 20 minutes I'll never get back. I don't know. I'm just like, I'm just watching the fabric rip all the way down and the separation. It seems like just yesterday we elected Donald Trump in November. That just seems like boom. And it seems like 198 days ago he took the oath of office for the second term. And now it's ripped into shreds. And every day when I go on, I watch Laura Loomer and Tucker and who's in a battle, and then MTG. And then MTG, we'll talk about that in a minute. I'm your host, BKP. You're talking to, try it again. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Good morning, Diane. Thank you, one and all. Now, out in Texas, with the horns, right? The Texas horns, out in Texas, where the cattle, the oil, J.R. Ewing. Now, you know the commercial. So we have Texas lawmakers. By the way, I'm your host, BKP. Did I say that already? Maybe I didn't. But out in Texas, we have the redistricting. Now, I'm going to jump right to the front of this. We have a Supreme Court case, Louisiana, right? Districting for minorities in Louisiana. The redistricting of the state of Louisiana is going to the Supreme Court right now. And that's not a side note. That's something to pay attention to. That being said, I've worked on redistricting for years. I've watched redistricting. I don't want to even bring the guy's name up because I get a little teary-eyed. He died of cancer a couple of years ago. But I started really studying redistricting in the 2010 cycle. A friend of mine he understood the maps. He understood what they were doing, drawing new lines, and he was a master at it. And he taught me redistricting at that time. And that was 2010. What I know today really is from amazing people, whether it's from my dad, Oscar Poole. I'll throw Oscar out there. Great conversations with my good friend. But what I know today is some great people that I studied with, under, and admire. That being said, here is where they're going. So you have the case in Louisiana before the Supreme Court. Let me tell you what Texas is getting ready to turn into. They want, and this is what concerns me. They want what they call federal nonpartisan redistricting committee. Did you hear me? because I'm jumping all the way to what they want to happen and what's going on in Texas. Now, Republicans, gerrymandering, you hear gerrymandering all the time, and the Supreme Court has upheld gerrymandering to a point, saying, that is the spoils of politics of winning the party the way the structure is, the founding fathers, the way the structure is, the party in charge gets to vote on the redistricting or set it up. So you see Illinois, Democrat, the way it's drawn, New York, the way it's drawn. Nobody is exempt from gerrymandering. No one. Republicans, Democrats. And what's happening now is every election, what they do is they insert the data into a computer and they let the computer draw new lines. All right? This is serious. All right? So if you are, and when I say explain this to you on redistricting, if you have data, you've got a program that every house how they voted, and you know their address. All you have to do is set the program to draw right around a Republican. Absolutely true. And we actually have states that draw around a couple Democrats and back. I mean, you have states like this. I'll give you this. We're going to get into it in depth, but I think it warrants the description. Thank you, Congressman Rich McCormick over here. Give me 47. All right. Illinois, where they're held up. The Democrats from Texas left. The state Democrats from Texas left, went to a sanctuary state, Illinois. Some of them are in New York, maybe in somewhere else. But anyhow, Massachusetts. But anyhow, they dispersed out. So they did not have a quorum in Texas. We're going to go into Texas. But here is the sanctuary. State of Illinois. Now, as you can see, the way that's drawn, and this is a Democrat state with a Democrat state legislature. So everything you're seeing in Texas, I want to go a little further with it. It is all the reason why your state legislature has to have Republican majority. Has to. Because gerrymandering happens on both sides. There's a lot of court cases. Now, the court case that happened in Georgia, where we created a new 7th district, yes, we did. We had to create we pushed the 6th down. We had to create a new Republican district just to hold our numbers in Georgia. We had to draw around Democrats. But that being said, they will actually take a computer and draw around a pocket of Democrat voters and move them here. The craziest lines, if you go into some of these states, like go into California, and I only brought up Illinois because that's where they've run to. They have the craziest lines, and Republicans do it too. So here is what they want when it's done. They want a federal nonpartisan redistricting committee. And you know who else wants that? Give me this guy right here, 117. You know who else wants that? This guy right here, Eric Holder. Eric Holder, the National Democrat Redistricting Committee chair. He wants that. Now, you can go look up the National Democrat Redistricting Committee chair. This is not just a bunch of noise out of Texas, a bunch of noise out of Illinois. Bring it on, Kathy Hochul. Here is what is happening right now. You have Pritzker coming out in Illinois. You've got Newsom coming out in California. You've got Kathy Hochul, the governor of New York, coming out. They like, if you redraw the lines, we'll redraw our lines. Well, how do you put a stop to all of that? You come up with, and here is the sad thing, is we've got enough dumbass. I knew that first segment would get me. We have enough people that are not connected to reality into this country that will think it's a good thing. Ready? Federal Nonpartisan Redistricting Committee. We have enough people out there that's not connected to the reality of what districting is and what it means to your state and who should have authority over it. We have enough people out there that are not connected to reality that don't realize we don't want the federal government coming in and taking over our elections. We want to be sovereign as states and run our elections. We have enough people out there not connected with reality that think when these people talk like this, it's logical. That's it. They think it's logical. Eric Holder left. Now, the whooped up into the emotion side, because I don't play that game, and you actually come here, and I try when I do segments like this to do them in a way to where we could talk to our neighbor. Because these people are caught up in 1 minute, all excited in Texas. Fox News is running the narrative, MSNBC, Kathy Hochul. In fact, let's go with CNN video 11.
Don't mess with democracy. You can gerrymander the hell out of that map. Guess what? Two can play that game. That's right. Other states will do exactly the same thing and neutralize what you're trying to do in Texas.
The redistricting effort could deliver Republicans 5 more seats in the U.S. Congress ahead of the midterm elections, but Democrats are threatening to fight back in kind.
We're going to fight fire with fire, and we're going to do everything we can right now to stand up against this unconstitutional power grab.
Some Democratic governors are weighing options to retaliate with their own mid-decade redistricting efforts.
I'm exploring with our leaders every option to redraw our state congressional lines as soon as possible.
Democratic New York Governor Kathy Hochul promising to fight.
This is a war. The gloves are off, and I say, bring it on.
In California, Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom said if Texas Republicans move forward with redistricting, he would aim to put a new congressional map before California voters in a November special election. For their part, some Republicans argue the Texas redistricting effort is a response to Democratic partisan gerrymandering.
Quite frankly, California is more gerrymandered than the maps that we're talking about today in Texas. All the other Democrat states are doing it. The state of Texas should as well.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
They're all doing it. Well, how would you solve this? Why, we've got war in California, we got war in Illinois, we got war in New York. That's not fair to Republicans. Here is what's about to happen, and it might not happen tomorrow. It may be 2 years from now, and you're going to be like, something tells me I heard this. Why, I'll tell you what, and I'm being facetious here, so don't write this down as my belief or the way I say. I'll tell you what. If New York and California and Illinois, if they will let the federal nonpartisan redistricting committee come together and go into their state and fix their gerrymandering, maybe it would be to our benefit in the red states. Watch everything coming down the road, because that's what they want. That's what they truly want. I live in a state in Georgia where we went to court twice. The lines, I got a county over here, my good friends, and I call them the good friends over in Jackson County. They were in the 9th district. Then the judge said, then the new lines came up. They were in the 10th district. And then the judge said, you got to redraw the lines. And they're back in the 9th district. I got to use that for example. Wait a minute. I'm in the 9th. I'm in the 10th. I'm back in the 9th. Okay. So that being said, we have in Georgia, we still have our lines are being appealed to the courts. Now, that being said, Eric Holder left 2 years early to set the trend to change Congress to where Republicans never win again. And he is in charge of the National Democrat Redistricting Committee chair. Now, when you are sitting out there, and I got to just put it like this, and this is what you're watching, and it's got you all worked up, all right? And you want to know, are we finally going to put somebody in jail? I'm serious. Let me just lay this out, because I mean, I'm just cutting right through. Excuse me. I'm just cutting right through the bullshit this morning. I cannot. I'm sitting here. Give me number. I know I have it here. Give me number 96. Okay. So, and then I want this one. I want this one back. I want Eric Holder. So you're looking at Barack Obama's former attorney general, right? Now, you and I know this morning factually that the deep state criminals, Barack Obama, right, Valerie Jarrett, the whole entire list. What's her name? Monaco. It would take forever. It'd be a 6-hour show to list the corruption. It's like the movie credits at the end behind the Obama administration. But Barack Obama hired Eric Holder, the guy we just had on the screen. He should have went to prison. Gosh. Attorney General orders grand jury probe into Obama officials over alleged Russian involvement in 2026 election. Okay. I'm good with that. Okay. Now that's 2016, the Russian hoax. I got it. 2020? Throw that one in. Can we not just move 5 or 6 cases at one time? The impeachment over the perfect phone call, the 2020 election. I mean, can we not? But okay, so what we're going to do, Obama administration. Now, the Supreme Court has given immunity. So I look you in the eye and tell you 2016, fine. Look at that election. Look at the Russian hoax. Look at Hillary Clinton. If there's ever a day goes by that we could do something to put Hillary Clinton in prison or 6 foot under, just wake up that way. Not that we would do anything, but just wake up one morning and my hopes, she's in prison or 6 foot under by natural causes. That would be great. But this guy's not going to prison. Did I just hurt your feelings? Did I just break your heart? Barack Hussein Obama is not going to prison in America. I just don't see it. I shall wait and see. But do they talk about now? Here's the irony. Is that what you call it of this? That is a president. That's Donald Trump's attorney general. Now, go back to the other one. Not Loretta Lynch. This is Eric Holder. Eric Holder, Attorney General. Barack Obama, 6 years. Loretta Lynch last 2 years. 2 years before Barack Hussein Obama leaves office, he sets him out on his mission to take over the world. That's Pinky in the Brain right there. Check them ears out on that old boy, Pinky in the Brain. All right? And he sets him out 2 years early. He doesn't leave the administration because he's angry. Barack Obama and him set up a future deal to take over, and that is to redistrict. That is to redistrict America, where they could take over Congress and Republicans never get another chance. Right about the time the Republican Party totally implodes, and there may not be a Republican Party soon, this is not a joke, they are ready. They've been on a mission. Do you know Barack Hussein Obama moved his entire war machine, his political machine, into the National Democrat Redistricting Committee chair? Do you know that Barack Hussein Obama is a member of that? He is one of the board members over there at the National Democrat Redistricting Committee. Do you know that? No, because what are you listening to? That Pam Bondi's going to investigate 2016 and someone may go to jail in your great-great-great-grandkids' lifetime. I'm going to tell you something. My grandchildren will be asking some Congress 30 years ago to release the documents. Right? So the point I'm making here is if you don't hold your state Republican Party House and you don't hold these districts, they want a national redistricting. And I'll tell you how I know this, and I'm going to move on because then we're going to get into, this is the, I'm not for sure if he says it here. I wonder if I missed it. Let's go with video 15 right now. Texas, this is the Texas Democrat leader, video 15.
Make sure that I point out our Texas legislators are making great personal sacrifice to do this. They have families who had their first day of school yesterday that they missed. They have jobs. They have mortgages. They're being fined $500 a day, but they're doing it because they know it's the right thing to do. Yeah.
They're doing it because they have jobs. They have jobs. They just doing it because it's the right thing to do. Let me see here. I'm going to go through a couple of these so you can see. That is the head of the Texas Democrats. Poor politicians. Video 8. We're going to go down the order here, Diane. Video 8. This is Texas. This is the arrest. This is where they passed yesterday in the House to arrest the lawmakers, the Democrats. Video 8.
Being 85 ayes in 6 days, the motion prevails. The Sergeant-at-Arms and any officers appointed by her are directed to send for all absentees whose attendance is not excused for the purposes of securing and maintaining their attendance under warrant of arrest if necessary until further order of the House.
Right. So in Texas, they said, boom, they adjourned, made it to where they can arrest these people if they don't return. That's why they all ran the sanctuary blue states. I'm going to play this one more time. Video 11. I played this one earlier. Watch what's happening in the other states. Go ahead.
Don't mess with democracy. You can gerrymander the hell out of that map. Guess what? Two can play that game. That's right. Other states will do exactly the same thing and neutralize what you're trying to do in Texas.
The redistricting effort could deliver Republicans 5 more seats in the U.S. Congress ahead of the midterm elections, but Democrats are threatening to fight back in kind.
We're going to fight fire with fire, and we're going to do everything we can right now to stand up against this unconstitutional power grab.
Some Democratic governors are weighing options to retaliate with their own mid-decade redistricting efforts.
I'm exploring with our leaders every option to redraw our state congressional lines as soon as possible.
Democratic New York Governor Kathy Hochul promising to fight.
This is a war. The gloves are off, and I say, bring it on.
In California, Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom said if Texas Republicans move forward with redistricting, he would aim to put a new congressional map before California voters in a November special election. For their part, some Republicans argue the Texas redistricting effort is a response to Democratic partisan gerrymandering.
Quite frankly, California is more gerrymandered than the maps that we're talking about today in Texas. All the other Democrat states that are doing it, the state of Texas should as well.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Give me number 46. Right here, Texas to arrest Democrats who left the state in private jet for political stunt. Video number 76. Is that 76? That is 76. 73. I wrote down 70. I was looking at 73 and I wrote down 76. Is that a sign of anything? I mean, is that something to be? I was looking at 73 and I wrote down 76. Should there be concern out there? Texas Democrats hold the line from hotel rooms as Abbott promises arrest, right? Now, here is the speaker, number 84, Speaker of the Texas House. I've got one more here. I know you always love a good MSNBC. Texas Democrats still stall GOP redistricting plan to leave the state. So let's go with video 14.
In Illinois, New York, and Massachusetts, Texas House Speaker Dustin Burrows yesterday criticized the missing members.
They've left the state, abandoned their posts, and turned their backs on the constituents they swore to represent. They've shirked their responsibilities under the direction and pressure of out-of-state politicians and activists who don't know the first thing about what's right for Texas. To be absolutely clear, leaving the state does not stop this House from doing its work. It only delays it. And every day this chamber is unable to act, the cost grows.
Oh, my goodness. It's almost like Lincoln talking to Congress at the beginning of the Civil War. The stakes are so high. Oh, wait. No, they're not, Willie. To do what's right for the people of Texas? To take the vote away from anybody in Texas?
So, give me number 98. Hochul says, bring it on. Kathy Hochul says, bring it on. Bring it on, baby. We'll fight you. Number 89. This is the breakdown right now. Oh, no. Take that down. Take that down. Hide that. Hide that. Hide that. I don't want people to see that. I'm sorry, Diane. Thank you. I did call for that. I have to get my act together. Give me 97. Here is the breakdown. Right now, we currently have 219 to 212. And 99, we're trying to up this right here by 5 seats in Texas. Now, I want to ask you a question. Why do we continue to have to draw lines? And I'm not taking a Democrat side at all, but why do we, as Republicans in red states, continue to have to draw lines to maintain our districts or grow our districts? Why do we have to continue to do that? Ask yourself. we're not growing our message? Because according to the last election in 2024, right, in 2024, the last election in 2024, we won everything. We have all the red on the state. If you look at the red on the entire state map and the counties that went red, why do we have to argue the redistricting? And I'm going to tell you something. The battle is coming in 2030 when 30 million people get counted in the census that were not counted in 2020. Yes, zeros coming across the border. I always say I'm with you 100%. Give me number 100. Oh, wait a minute. Here's Texas. Here's the proposed 5 more. Give me 100 Trump. I always say this. Okay, I'm with you 100%. Got it? 2020, we should have, okay? 2020, we should have had the citizen question on our census. And we didn't. It was struck off there. We couldn't ask. And they say that the founding fathers, the founding fathers intended that anyone within this country with their feet on the ground, with the exception, right, with the exception of diplomats around the world or foreign students, that we're to count them. They're in the country, we're to count them. That's the battle. And all this redistricting you're seeing in Texas right now, watch what happens when we recount in 2030, just 5 years from now, and those 30 million people, we've heard 50, we've heard 10, regardless, they go with 20 million. They get poured in. Watch what happens to the districting then. Then you're going to have people say, well, maybe we should go to a federal nonpartisan redistricting committee to sort this out. Never. We should never go there. Never. We need to correct this. We need to deport these people. We need to correct these numbers, and we need to get these districts in order and stop letting the courts, well, the courts keep deciding. We'll go over that in a minute. There's Donald Trump. Here is Dustin Burrows. 101, he is the Speaker of the Texas House. And let me just make sure. Give me 108. This is what it means, right? Watch this. See this question? Will Texas redistricting have unintended consequences? Some swing district Republicans object to Texas redistricting plan as Democrats threaten to retaliate. So let me just say this. Make sure I don't have any more redistricting. Well, there's two things I want to go with before I close this segment. In the state of Georgia, we have been in court multiple times over redistricting. And we've had to redraw lines. We have a 7th district. We have an 11th district. And the only way in 2030, we have a District 14, which is Marjorie Taylor Greene, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But we have District 14 and a District 9. Now, in South Georgia, just let me lay this out for you. In South Georgia, that's not where the population of Georgia, that's not the strong population. Very red, very Republican, will continue to be Republican. But north of Atlanta, once you start north, you have the 10th district. I'm not leaving my good friends in the 10th. But up here in the top, Atlanta, up here in the top, right here, you have the 14th and you have the 9th. Now, in 2020, we had to take a bite out of the 9th and the 14th. I think, and there's a reason I'm telling you this, because watch what I'm about to show you in a minute. There's a reason. You remember Don Bacon? Is that his name? Right. So the in the 9th and 14th in 2020, the only way we can maintain out of 14 districts, 9 of them, I think we have 9, right? We have 9. But the only way Republicans could do it was to carve out, I think the 9th district was a plus 22. I'm just saying plus 22, plus 26. 14th was a plus 25, something like that. Major plus in the Republican. And the only thing we could do is carve out the 14th, still a large plus R, but carve out the 14th and carve out the 9th, push some of those Republicans down into a Democrat district, still maintain the Democrat district, but we had to carve out and move these districts into Democrat areas. And now in 2030, the only way we had to create the new 7th, it's called the new 7th. The only way in 2030 in Georgia is to have to take another big carve out of the 9th district and the 14th district. So Eric Holder, Barack Obama, the Democrat Redistricting, National Redistricting Committee that I've done segments on for years. I've been ahead of this for years. We have the tape way back. It's here. And watch what happens. Please, out there, if Donald Trump, and I just say this, if Donald Trump makes the mistake and comes out and says, right, maybe I should take over the districting in America, the answer is no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Hate to put it that way. Now, my last 2 things is this one. This is Texas. You know the commercial where the guys, they're making salsa. They got salsa and the cowboys are all sitting around and it's like, where's this salsa from? New York City, right? Who would eat salsa made in New York City, right? Well, video 10. You can't make this. You cannot make this up. Video 10.
Now, Governor Abbott is making idle threats. He is all hat, no cattle.
Did he just try to pull off no hat, no cattle? I mean, every time Hakeem Jeffries speaks, I always look for the bouncing ball. You remember when we were kids, the sing-along, the bouncing ball? I was looking for the bouncing ball because that's, right, Governor Abbott is all hat, no cattle. Really? And here's my favorite. This is my favorite of the day. I wanted to wait for later, but Alex Stein he's hilarious. Video 3.
We just watched the speaker gavel out with a whole lot of anger, Kelly. Here's the state of play. Here's
MSNBC sucks.
Hey, how are you?
MSNBC sucks. Can I talk to you for a second? MSNBC sucks. You can see.
Okay.
You can see the frustration.
Sometimes this happens, and we understand that that can happen. And while we love free speech, we're going to keep control here. So, Ryan, thank you. Shaq, thank you. A volatile story. We'll be following it. And apparently, not only Shaq cleaned up. Okay. Stay with us here because Ryan has cleared the set, as we would like to say. The gentleman moved on. So, Ryan, let me turn back to you. Nicely handled there. Can you give us an update on, as you were walking us through this, we'll all take a breath there. Maybe not. Okay. Go ahead, Ryan. See,
hold on 1 second.
Yeah. Okay. We're just going to pull the plug there. Thank
Kelly,
you,
this
Ryan.
is all playing out in real time.
It sure
Passion
is
high.
Yes.
There's a whole lot of anger here, as you can see. So we're going to get a control of this and come back to you when we can.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And we recognize people are expressing their views, and we're there to cover it. You do that job. We'll move on with our audience. Thanks for your patience with all of that.
Sometimes this happens. Gotta give it sometimes this happens. Sometimes this is. I loved it. I loved it. MSNBC sucks. MSNBC sucks. Take a break. Oh, no, don't take a break. Don't take a break. No, we'll do it after the break. Hang tight. Take a break. Go ahead, Diane.
Massive truck discounts are back at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Up to $10,000 off Silverado 1500s. Up to $5,000 off Silverado 2500s. Don't wait. Get them before they're gone. $10,000 off Silverado 1500s. $5,000 off Silverado 2500s at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
Oh, moving parts, nonstop moving parts. Diane, I sent you a picture. I sent you I'm going to use it in the Georgia Hour, Diane. I'm going to do something I've never done. I've never done this before. But I sent you a website, a link to a website. All right. And then I sent you a picture. I know, Diane. I can tell. Just your silence is... It's very loud. Hi, I'm your host, BKP. The Georgia Hour. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching voiceofruralamerica.com. The Georgia Hour at 10 o'clock. We have a lot of moving parts. The total sellout of MAGA in Georgia. Total sellout. It's gone. Not me. Not you. The total sellout of America First. Not you, not me. I'm okay. A friend of mine is a good friend. They not like MAGA. I'm okay with that. I'm not mad about that. MAGA to me is make America great again. It's not Trump obsession syndrome. It's not Trump derangement syndrome obsession. Well, now I want to move past the gerrymandering for just a second, but I want you to know I don't agree with blue or red drawing these dogleg districts. I don't agree with that. You will see the Supreme Court. Watch what happens. Now, I do agree with the spoils go to the victor. So if you win, you win. State House, that's State House and your legislative body and your governor has to sign it, okay? I do agree with that. But some of these dogleg districts, whether it's in red states, whether it's in California, no matter if it's in Texas, These dog leg districts, I do not agree with. All right. So give me number 89. This one cracks me up. I don't even know how many zeros this is, right? So I put this up earlier. Tesla gives Musk a $29 billion pay package. It seems like just yesterday. I mean, you know, so I remember the reason I laugh, and it's really like, you know, all of the mornings that all of the networks and some of the right-leaning political pundits, all of the efforts to destroy Elon Musk, okay, I get it. All the efforts to destroy him. And MAGA is gone against Elon Musk, and Trump kicked him out, and Doge is over, one thing after another. And then the hours that I would hear everyone from whether it's Bannon or CNN or anyone tell me that the board of Tesla was looking at removing Elon Musk. I wish my job performance could be that poor. $29 billion pay package. Now take that down. So let me show you something. Okay? Fire Marshal Bill. These are tough because I told you what was going to happen. I knew exactly what would happen. And I know why they're highlighting Nebraska. I told you the big, beautiful bill, whatever you want to call it, and Epstein, whatever you want to say. Whoa, wait a minute. This whole Texas redistricting. So let me say this. Laura Loomer, a Jewish lady, gets into a fight with Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson teams up with Candace Owens to go against Nick Fuentes. Bannon's out there barking. Charlie Kirk's doing whatever. He is eating whatever's put in his dog dish every day. Whatever's put in Charlie Kirk's dog dish, he turns it to work it in. Marjorie Taylor Greene's exploding the Republican Party, saying, I don't know if they left me or I left them, but, you know, she's blowing up over here. Mix in the recipe, a couple Joe Rogan clips, throw in some Texas redistricting. Pam Bondi sends the 2016 election Russian delusion hoax over to a federal grand jury, and you whip that up real good into a bowl, and you know what happens? Voila! Presto! Epstein disappears. It disappears. It's gone. It's over. Just like that. So, that being said, so just when you thought, I told you what would happen on the break, right? And I'm going to explain. I'm going to explain to you, Lucy. Give me number 118. Now, look at this very close. I have to tell you, I lay this out on a daily basis. I mean, it's actually so easy to do. It really is. While everyone else is out there noise, I'm playing long game. Got it? Now, that would be district in Nebraska. That is a district in Nebraska. Now, at the current time, Nebraska is totally red, right? And what they do in Nebraska, out there in Nebraska, what they do, I've been to Omaha. Don't push on me. I've been to Omaha. I went to the College World Series out there. I kind of liked it. Had an Omaha steak. Moving back to the story. But in Nebraska, they do something very interesting. They split their delegates. In the presidential election, they split their electors. Unlike most states are winner take all. Now, I'm not for sure. I know Nebraska and I know Maine. Maine does it. I can't think of any other states off the top of my head, but they split their delegates. And a president can win. I think they have 4 electors. They have 4, right? Or 14. No, they have 5. They have 3 districts and 2 senators. So that would be, because Georgia has 16, 14 districts and 2 senators is 16, right? So they've got 5. But one right there around Omaha, they always look for it to go blue. Now, I told you what was going to happen in the town halls. The town halls were all set up for attack, right? So District 1, before I go any further, District 2 here, let's go over, give me number 69 for the, let's zoom out, all right? And this is the great state of Nebraska. Look at District 3. Wow. That's a lot of coverage. That's a lot of wheat fields to go across. But you see District 1, and I just showed you District 2, right? And then District 3. Now, who just resigned? Who can't stand Donald Trump? Who left because in Nebraska, they're trying to turn District 2 blue? That would be Don Bacon, right? Don Bacon. Now, Don Bacon is the congressman of District 2. And they feel in Nebraska this is their chance to finally get a blue dot in a red state. They really do. So Don Bacon retired. He hates Donald Trump. His district around Omaha is very close, just a gnat hair, away from being a blue district. And this is going to be a battle. So they do what? They go out to District 1. And all the people that live around Omaha, the Democrats, drive into District 1. And so yesterday in Nebraska, this was done on purpose. Give me right here. We'll go into here. Let's go into number 80. This is Mike Flood Town Hall in Lincoln, Nebraska. So, now not Omaha, Lincoln. Number 83, the M word. Nebraska's flood plots new lane for deal-making Republicans. Nebraska, of all places. So let me get to, I think I have one more I want to put up before I move over on Nebraska. Everything is a setup, folks. Every single day. Here it is. Crowd boos, 104. Nebraska Republican faces rowdy town hall with questions about Epstein files and filed BLS, Bureau of Labor Statistics chief. And everything, like I said, was set up in Nebraska, right? And let me go here. I want to check something out and just make sure. Hold on. I just want to see something to make sure I'm correct. Now, Lincoln, Nebraska, sorry about that. Lincoln, Nebraska is right outside of Omaha, right? Right outside of Omaha. And it's right in Interstate 80, right there. Lincoln, Nebraska is right there. Okay, anyhow. It's right there south of Omaha on Interstate 80. So Omaha is where all these Democrats came from on this town hall. Give me let's see, video 12.
Now at the 2019 levels, which I think are acceptable.
Republican Congressman Mike Flood of Nebraska defending his vote on President Trump's so-called One Big Beautiful Bill last night at a town hall. Despite that hostile crowd, Flood is in a safe red district, having won his last two elections by 16 and 20 points. Good morning and welcome to Morning Joe.
So the Democrats flooded his town hall. We're getting ready to show you I'm going to show you one of the reasons I do the program, because they are out there. I try to tell you this. I mean, I always get out of the narrow lane because I know they are out there. That's the pronoun we may use. Video 9.
With $450 million FEMA dollars being reallocated to open Alligator Alcatraz and $600 million taxpayer FEMA dollars being used to now open more concentration camps, and ICE burning through $8.4 million a day to illegally detain people, how much does it cost for fascism? How much do the taxpayers have to pay for a fascist country?
Went to the polls in November, and they had a choice between a Democratic candidate that had an open border, no enforcement, fentanyl, drugs, human trafficking. And they had a choice between that and a candidate that said, close the border, get illegal immigrants out of our country, stop the fentanyl, stop the human trafficking, stop the drugs, stop the crime, stop the violence. That's what Americans voted for. Americans voted for a border that is secure.
Joining us now.
Now, let me remind you of something. This is District 2, correct? Did I have that just a minute ago? This is District 2 in Nebraska. I said all along this would get set up. Give me number 69 right there. And what you can't see is I'm pretty sure I don't understand why, but if you can see District 2, where you go straight down Interstate 80, as soon as you cross over into I think it's Cass County there, is Lincoln, Nebraska. Why they held a town hall right there. Maybe that's the best, most populous place in this district, but that's District 1. I'm sorry, District 1. As you can see, Don Bacon's district right there. District 2, give me 118. You can see right there. In District 2, right there, where Lincoln, Nebraska is just south of Omaha on Interstate 80. So they probably put a bus together. Now, the reason that they're really playing this up is the Lincoln, Omaha media there will blow this up. Don Bacon hates Donald Trump. Don Bacon resigned his district right up there in Omaha. You can see that. And they want to turn that blue, and they want to take a nice bite out of that plus 16 in the district with this here. Give me one more. I told you this was going to happen. Video 13, and we'll move on from there.
Working class people feel like they're getting pinched.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. For me, that was the money line, the takeaway line. We don't have unlimited money. Well, that just opens the floodgates of arguments against the so-called big, beautiful bill, and you laid all the reasons there why. All the cuts that have come in favor of tax cuts for corporations, in favor of tax cuts for the wealthy. If we don't have unlimited money, by the way, why are we throwing a $200 million ballroom on the White House? One could ask. I mean, It just goes on and on. You can make these cases against what he said. Mika made an important point. He's won his last two elections, Congressman Flood, by 16 and 20 points, a safely red district. Donald Trump has won 3 times in that district, all by double digits. So that is not one of these Nebraska swing districts that we hear about or we think about. This is a red district, and he went and stood in that town hall last night. And yes, there may have been some agitators there. Yes, there may have been some Democrats in the room. But those, by and large, are his voters, his constituents, many of whom voted for him, who are focused in very closely on the fact that rural hospitals may be going away, urban hospitals may be going away, the people who count on all of these government funds may be losing them now because of a vote.
Right down Interstate 80. Yes, there may be some agitators. Yes, there may be some buses loaded up right down Interstate 80. Jump on the bus. We'll find somebody to pay for it. We're going to take you down there to Mike Flood, is that his name? His district. And we need booze. We need sound bites. Just saying. Every day I bring you something. All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. And yes, we will talk about Pam Bondi referring 2016 to a federal grand jury. I promise when we return. Much like the nuclear submarines we sent into towards Russia. Take a break.
Massive truck discounts are back at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Up to $10,000 off Silverado 1500s. Up to $5,000 off Silverado 2500s. Don't wait. Get them before they're gone. $10,000 off Silverado 1500s. $5,000 off Silverado 2500s at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Hi, Diane. Now, so I get up at 3:30 this morning and I get my phone and I look and there's a text message from a dear friend. What's behind MTG freakout? I'm like, I mean, that is the question, right? What's behind the MTG freakout? And let me just say this. We are, she's got her boyfriend, and her boyfriend dislikes, I don't care about the boyfriend. So let me just give you just a brief second on the boyfriend, MTG, before we go to everything has exploded in Georgia. Flat out exploded. It just has. The Georgia Hour in 20 minutes blast. Boom. Flat out. We have a governor has never even flinched. Never flinched on 2020. We have a lieutenant governor that never flinched on 2020. We have an attorney general in the state that has never flinched on 2020. We have a board of elections that just recently asked the Department of Justice to get involved after all of these years, still pushing to get the Fulton County documents on the 2020 election. MTG has really not weighed in. 1 minute she's going to run for governor. 1 minute she's going to run for Senate. She gives speeches as though she's running for governor. Then she comes out, MTG, and she makes statements as though, when you're a member of Congress, you kindly stay in your lane and you don't come out with certain statements about, your state as far as what I call the issues, state issues. Diane, I can't find it. I thought I cropped it and brought it over, and I just don't see it on MTG. I don't see it. So I must not have. Can you go into 8.4? I apologize for this. And get 8.4. That was yesterday. And get me number. I think I have it from yesterday. 101. Can you go to 8.4 and get me number 101? So MTG, we don't know. She's in the 14th district. She says she's going to stay put. She's going to run in 2026. She has been on Donald Trump's side, but she's taking a different side. Jeffrey Epstein, so forth. Israel, genocide in Gaza. So she's all over the map. She's come down on the party. It seems like just yesterday she endorsed Josh McCoon for chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, and then she comes and says, well, the party is a mess. So yesterday, not only do we pay 5.2% sales tax in Georgia, we also pay high property tax. Georgia has got to eliminate state income taxes and property taxes. This should be one of the most important issues in the governor's race. So if she came out and said she was running for governor, now MTG and I do not have a relationship. Easy. Got it? You guys are too much. We do not have, we don't. We used to have a friendly relationship. We don't any longer. She doesn't care for BKP. She participated in getting rid of me for no reason whatsoever. She's made zero comment about the $140 million Ponzi scheme. She's made zero comment on that. But when we know who they are, wanted rid of BKP, she jumped on that bandwagon. Okay. So right now, she's hitting on state issues. Why? She says she's not running for governor, but she's hitting on those. So in Georgia, we're like, what the hell are you doing? Then she does this. Let's go back to our day. And because people are asking me what's going on with the lady. I'm like, I can't really answer this. Someone sent me a message saying Jeff Duncan now is officially a Democrat. Okay, give me number 48. So from today, and this is from Media, whatever. Marjorie Taylor Greene rips disgraceful Republican colleague for supporting genocide in Gaza. Okay. And then number 49. Actually, I think we should pardon George Santos. I do. I've always said Democrats would have never let this happen to one of their votes. But anyhow, Marjorie Taylor Greene calls on Trump to pardon George Santos. Many of my colleagues have committed far worse offenses. I have to agree with that. If we're throwing the balls in the air, juggling, George Santos, and no George Soros, or is George Santos is in jail? We can't. I got some people that if you want to put him in jail, so she wants him pardoned. Number 50. Marjorie Taylor Greene accuses Fox's Mark Levin of trying to drag Trump into a war. New York Times, number 51. Marjorie Taylor Greene asks for George Santos' sentence to be commuted. Give me number 53. This is the actual New York Post. MTG sours on Republican Party, claims GOP turned its back on America First. Number 54, far-right Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene has become publicly disillusioned with the Republican Party, which she accuses of abandoning President Trump's America First mantra and reverting to its old neocon ways. Greene, a Republican from Georgia, lauded President Trump's performance in office, but warned about growing daylight between lawmakers and the base during an interview. That's correct. Just saying. I don't know if the Republican Party is leaving me or I'm kind of not related to the Republican Party as much anymore. She said, I don't know which one it is. I think the Republican Party has turned its back on America First and the workers, just regular American. So MTG has jumped in a lane. Let's throw this out. What has happened to MTG? What does she plan to do? What is the big deal with her? Now, give me number, I'm going to switch from MTG. I've got something else to do in 4 minutes. Give me number 61. We'll dig into this a little later, but don't forget, Laura Loomer has done some very good work. Laura Loomer has done some great work here in Georgia. Laura Loomer was down at the Fulton County Jail with her bullhorn when Donald Trump was in there getting a mugshot. Laura Loomer was in D.C. and tracked down Brad Raffensperger. She has done some amazing work, but Laura Loomer tests influence as Trump enforcer. A patriot, in Trump's words, a callous, right? Is that what it says? That only appears after the work's done, as one Republican senator put it. The reality may be somewhere in between. Now, Laura Loomer is Jewish. Not that there's anything wrong with that, okay? Hey, you say Jewish 3 times, Betsy Kramer comes out. Laura Loomer is Jewish. Nothing wrong with that, but she is. All right? Laura Loomer is going after anyone that does not agree with her and Mark Levin. That's just my opinion. And Laura Loomer has, I think, she has Donald Trump obsession issues. I really do. I think she has. Now, she has written some things about the Epstein file. She has written some things that push back on President Trump. But where Israel, Netanyahu, the Jewish state are concerned, that's her focus. So there's an all-out, I don't have time for that. There's an all-out battle right now where that's concerned. Take that down. Now, Trump threatens higher India tariffs, accuses nation of funding war in Ukraine. Now, what's going to happen August 8th? Today is August 5th. Remember, August 8th is the deadline. There's going to be new sanctions. Number 65. I have told you how many times, right, that India, Trump threatens, India is purchasing the, let's see, I had here just a minute ago. Oh. India is purchasing an enormous amount of oil for resell, okay, from Russia. $68, right? Now, India will not allow us to put products on their shelf. Well, they will on their shelf if it's a convenience store down the street with lottery tickets, crack pipes. Do they have roach clips still? Video poker machines and a beer cooler. Trump says he would increase tariffs on India for Russian oil imports. I want to see something here. Donald Trump said that he would significantly raise tariffs for India for imports and resale of Russian oil. India is not only buying massive amounts of Russian oil, they are then, for much of the oil purchased, selling it on the open market for big profit. How many times? I've said that over and over and over. Nothing has ever hurt Russia where this war is concerned financially. Nothing. I told you they leave, the tankers leave with a bill. The bill gets sent to India, but the tanker, they're called ghost fleets, dark fleets. They leave and they go to other countries because India resells the oil. It never goes to India. Large amounts never goes to India. All right. So let me make sure I haven't forgot anything because, yes, we do have Witkoff, number 93. He's going to Russia, right? He is going to Russia to talk to Vladimir Putin. At the same time, 92, we have nuclear subs headed that way. You know, some people don't like the language, so give me, or the comment, give me 94. So people get upset if you say genocide, okay? They get upset. And there starts to become the argument that you no longer support God's people, the Jews, and you don't support the nation of Israel. This is the largest argument in America today, that the settling of this argument is going to be very interesting in this country. But whether the pictures are manufactured for some reason, they have ripped. These people are laying on dirt because they have ripped these buildings one right after another. They have leveled entire neighborhoods. Now, I know what someone will tell me, well, you don't realize Hamas has tunnels, and Hamas would hide in apartment buildings knowing civilians are there, and Hamas sets up stations in hospitals, and Hamas works out of schools. You don't understand that. I continue to be told I don't understand. But here's what I know. I know this is they've leveled the whole entire area. You can call it genocide. You can call it whatever. Give me number 110. You know, I always keep up with Rodney every morning, 4:50 in the morning. Rodney says it's going to rain today. This is my weatherman. I'm not going to tell you that's my favorite news in Atlanta, but it just happens to come on after CBS, and I try to keep up with CBS, MSNBC, and CNN. So I get 30 minutes of Atlanta news. Rodney there. It is cold. How many? I wore a sweatshirt yesterday afternoon. Just saying. So 112, MAGA. Looking for a witness. Can I get a witness? 113, can I get a witness? There you go. You're looking for a witness. 114, I think she saw it all. Maybe she's seen it. Maybe she will see it. You know how I am. 114, the Macrons. Is Bridget a man? And the good news, never forget, 115. Ted Lasso's coming back for season 4. Just saying. All right, so in 5 short minutes, the Georgia Hour, the Kemp control of the state of Georgia, the demagifying Georgia. How many of us are actually left that are searching for the truth in Georgia? Just saying. Take a break.
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender. We take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, I'm your host, BKP, and you're watching the Georgia Hour. May turn into the Georgia 2 Hour. May turn into, well, I don't know what it could go, how far it could go, but it can. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching the Georgia Hour on Voice of Rural America, where we spend 1 hour a day talking about all Georgia, period. Now, yes, I guess people are making a big deal out of Jeff Duncan, former lieutenant governor of Georgia, officially saying he's a Democrat. Okay. I get it. And I understand. I understand making a big deal out of him saying he's a Democrat. Now, someone sent me a message, and I do appreciate the message of getting to me. All right. Now, I don't want you to think these people have gotten to me. There's a difference of getting to me, and I just despise, in the worst way, corruption, political stunts, lies, cheating, stealing. I guess you put that together and you get some corruption. I can't stand it. And I guess it's not getting to me. I have watched. If you watch my opening this morning, go back and watch my opening. I let it fly for 20 minutes. If you're in the state of Georgia or whatever, go back and watch the opening of the program at 8 a.m. And I cannot do a recap of that. I may. But I think what got to me, when you say don't let them get to me, I appreciate that. I think what got to me, and I'm going to show you in a minute, I have spent hours, and I don't care about myself. Seriously. I have spent hours watching patriots pour their time into the state. I've watched it. And I'll give you one, okay? Now, when Fonnie Willis is getting away with the crime, totally getting away with the crime, totally, okay? And the 2020 election was stolen from the American people. I got to be careful here because I don't want to get teared up. So Fonnie Willis indicts Donald J. Trump and then indicts 3 of Georgia's alternative electors. And 2 of the 3, David Schaefer and Sean Still. Now, David Schaefer, I don't know his financial situation, but he was wrongly, okay, he was, is it wrongly? Is that a word? He was indicted, and he's gone through former chairman of the Georgia GOP. He was indicted, and he's gone through a little hell, all right, a little hell there through Fonnie Willis and the courts. But, you know, right here, hang tight, I got it here. Where is it at? Give me number 74. We have the Ponzi scheme, all right? And how an alleged Ponzi scheme targeting Republicans left investors and politicians reeling. All right, this story's a couple days old. Jeff Amy, Associated Press. And you got number 75. A federal receiver is on the hunt to recover $140 million. An alleged Ponzi scheme that benefited some Republicans in the top ranks of their party in Georgia and Alabama. Okay. He's looking to claw back funds, including almost 1,000 political donations, including more than 1 million that often backed far-right candidates. So I'm going to tie this together because they, this morning everything just hit. And I know I have you. I know I do. But I just felt like, okay, what are they going to do to me? I've often said, how much longer are they going to allow me to bring the truth of what's going on in this state? This is a dangerous place. It really is. These are dangerous people. I mean, and they have stopped. Now, I don't want to go in the back for years, but they have stopped offering deals because I have actually proven to them I'm not for sale. So I don't get the deals any longer. I once got the deals offers. So some of these same politicians say they too lost money, but others left holding the bag for First Liberty, blah, blah, blah. Here is a guy, all right? Some of the politicians say they lost money, swayed by talk show pundits who promoted it as an opportunity for Christians and America First MAGA patriots. So when they talk about swayed by talk show pundits, we have the worst thing that's ever happened to Georgia politics since I got here, across the state line. And that's John Fredericks. He's not getting to me. But I watched John Fredericks go on here, the Godzilla of bullshit in this state. He should be run out of this state, never to be allowed to broadcast in this state again for what he did with the Frost family, Brant Frost V. Now, I think there's truth in advertising, and I think some of these guys and gals or whoever they are that were on the networks spewing how great First Liberty Building and Loan and Brant Frost V and the whole entire family, Christian, Republicans, Patriot economy, I think all of them are a little nervous. Maybe John Fredericks is looking for some cover right now because he might have a problem. That may be what the attorney says. So, promoted these people. I worked my whole life to build up savings and have a little bit of retirement so I could just live comfortably, right? Said Michael Tinney, a 59-year-old real estate broker. Tinney said he deposited $600,000 after hearing First Liberty pitched on shows much like Eric Erickson, Hugh Hewitt, and Charlie Kirk. $600,000, his whole life savings, right? Now, number 76. Georgia donations included $1,000, right, to former party chairman David Schaefer's unsuccessful 2018 lieutenant governor's campaign. Well, David Schaefer ran for lieutenant governor, was beat by Jeff Duncan, who is now a certified, well, he's certified in a lot of ways, but he's a minor leaguer. He never could get out of the minor league. He was a terrible pitcher. He couldn't get out of the minor leagues. He's always played minor leagues. So now he's a minor league Democrat. But I got no problem that David Schaefer got some money from the Frost family. A lot of politicians did. And tens of thousands state party. Schaefer pushed efforts to overturn Trump's election, leading to an indictment now stalled on the pretrial appeal against Schaefer and Trump and others. So this is still out here. This is what gets me. A company run by Schaefer, okay, Springwood Capital, ready? Says in July 10 lawsuit that it lost $200,000 invested in the First Liberty. So David Schaefer, former chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, right? Now, they were wrongfully indicted by Fonnie Willis. Stay with me. Got it? Wrongfully indicted. The Republican Party of Georgia could not raise money, still cannot raise money. The Republican Party, Inc. of Georgia indemnified David Schaefer, Sean Still, and Kathy Latham to pay their legal bills. We felt it was the right thing to do to pay their legal bills. But while we felt it was the right thing to do to come up with hundreds of thousands of dollars for his attorney, the company that he's running had $200,000 to send to the Frost. You had investment money? Now, I don't begrudge you having investments. And again, I will say over and over and over and over. I will say over and over and over again. You were wrongfully indicted, and the party said they'd pay your bills. But I'm thinking a company run by Schaefer, Springwood Capital, says in July that it lost $200,000 invested in First Liberty. Its attorney, Brent Herron. Brent Herron happened to be the timekeeper at my trial for the Georgia Republican Party. Is this the same Brent Herron? Would you look this up? Is this the same Brent Herron that registered all of the Republican coalitions across the state? Is this the same guy? Just check for me. Would somebody out there help a brother out? Help a brother out. Tell me if this is the same Brent Herron that went all across the state while the Republican Party Inc. is crumbling from within and registered. Very good friends with Josh McCoon. Very good friends with Brian Kemp. Actually appointed to... Tell me if this is the same guy. All the Republican coalitions. If this is the same guy that registered them. If this is the same registered agent. So, its attorney, Brent Herron, said the company is one of hundreds of defrauded investors. Herron declined to confirm Schaefer owns the company. Now, they say Schaefer runs the company. He refused to acknowledge he owns the company. But financial disclosures show Schaefer in 2017 owned at least part of Springwood Capital's parent company. McCoon, that would be Josh McCoon, the Georgia Republican Party chair. All right. Ink. Forgot the ink. Never forget the ink. It's dotted. Josh McCoon, the Republican Party chair, who received $4,500 in Frost donations, handled Springwood Capital's incorporation papers. McCoon said he didn't lose any money. Well, good for Josh. Good for Josh. Let's all hear it for Josh. Josh got out just in time. He didn't lose any money. I don't know. Woo. So, see, this is nothing got to me. What got to me is what I call the patriots, the people that have worked, the people that never stop, the people that go to the meetings, the people that stand up and hold the video cameras, the people that ask the questions, not the people that sold out. So we have three. Now, Sean Still, not attacking Sean Still. He's a state senator, but I think financially he's okay. But this right here, David Schaefer, let me just look here. David Schaefer, they wrote an article, the Associated Press. Jeff Amy wrote this article. So you have an opportunity. Do you own Springwood Capital? Did you lose $200,000 to First Liberty? Bada bing, bada boom. Got it? And when did you invest? Were you actually chairman of the Georgia Republican Party the same time you were investing in First Liberty Building and Loan with the Frost family? And you wonder, did the Frost family, with McCoon being his attorney doing the corporate paperwork, Brad Herron, do you think the Frost family was influencing the Georgia Republican Party in any way or had any influence over it? I mean, I don't know. If you threw a couple $100,000 in there, that could be interesting. Now, that being said, I have never done this. Never done this. I'm going to do it briefly. This has never happened on this program. Diane, will you put up Kathy Latham's website? Can you put that up? I sent it to you. If you can't do it, just let me know. All right, this is Kathy Latham, all right? The third alternate elector in Georgia, still under the attack of Fani Willis. You see, you're not going to find where Kathy allegedly put $200,000 into First Liberty Building and Loan. You're not going to find where Kathy, has been under a lot of pressure. You will find where she's had difficulty because her background says a RICO charge. You will see where she's had difficulty getting employment. You will see where she's had difficulty making a living, that she's lost her livelihood. You will see all of that. Not at $200,000. Could you scroll down now? She's got a give, send, gold. Did you just put the screenshot? That's okay. I thought we had can you go down? There you go. Support Kathy Latham's Her Road to Recovery. On July 24th, our mom, Kathy, had a stroke that changed everything. It affected her mobility, her speech, her independence. She now faces a long road ahead with physical therapy, and each day comes with new challenges. The truth is that the past few years have been incredibly on her, or what is that? Despite what many think, there's still no real solution or peace. So to put that up there to the top, this is her send, give, go. Kathy had a stroke. Kathy didn't invest. Okay, Kathy didn't invest in First Liberty Building and Loan. You got it? Kathy was not part of the corruption in Georgia. Kathy Latham was part of trying to expose the corruption in Georgia, and she's really gone through the fire for it. And that's what gets me, and that's what bothered me this morning. Now, I want to go here. I want to go here. Now, we have 2020. We have two candidates for governor, all right? And here they are. We have two candidates. Now, here's the 112. Give me 112. Here's the MAGA hat, all right? Now, the MAGA hat. And in an endorsement from Donald J. Trump, this is the coveted prize, the MAGA hat from Donald J. Trump. And that being said, number 14, the President Donald Trump endorsement. We'll get to Georgia and Dooley in just a minute. So in the governor's race, we only have two candidates. We have Burt Jones, number 14. I know you had to go to another area, Diane, thank you. But we have Burt Jones, who has always worn the MAGA hat, who at one time was considered an alternative elector, but he got away from ever being indicted or investigated, Lieutenant Governor. At one time, he held the position that 2020 was stolen. I won't quote him at one time. That's the guy with the hair, Burt Jones. And he wants the Donald Trump endorsement, right, over Chris Carr. Now, the one thing to Chris Carr's credit, you'll only hear it put this way, Chris Carr has never taken the positions, never wore the red hat, never pretended to be, MAGA, Trump, America first. He's never done that as Attorney General. He's always kept the clear path of Rhino. He has always had the path of Rhino. So let's go. I've got Burt Jones, video 1. Were you able to get that right at the timing? Video 1. Listen to Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones running for governor, wants to be Donald Trump's candidate. Video 1.
here, and I know you've been asked about this before, you're going to be asked about it again as the course of this campaign goes on. Governor Brian Kemp and other state officials back in 2020, they certified the Georgia presidential election results for Joe Biden.
Sure.
After that happened, you were among a group of state politicians who signed a document saying that, in fact, Donald Trump won that election. Do you still stand by that?
What we actually did was we said we were trying to reserve their rights as far as the court systems were concerned. And we actually looked at previous presidential election in Kennedy versus Nixon, where something very similar happened during that election cycle, where the results in Hawaii were challenged by one of the I think it was Nixon at the time, and in order to reserve the right to be heard in court, you had to have a slate of potential electors. Like I said, we looked at Hawaii. Hawaii had done it, and in fact, in Hawaii, they originally said that Nixon had won, when in fact, when they did have a court case and they did review it and they recounted it, that it was reversed at the end of the day. So we weren't doing anything that had not been done before, and also we were always making it clear that we wanted a court case that had been filed and had not been heard in the appropriate time by a Fulton County judge, and because there is a time limit on that too that was never talked about. So those things that, like I said, I know that's something that people like to point to, but when I was serving in the state Senate, and we had plenty of people calling us that had issues on that day, and that's what we were looking into. Is the issues that constituents were talking about.
And I know you were among a group of lawmakers who, this is according to AJC reporting at the time, were calling for a special session to come back in session, right, to look at this?
Yeah.
I know that Governor Kemp...
It wasn't just that. The special session was on the... we had two races that were going on. You had a United States Senate race that was happening, actually two of them at the time, and then you had a presidential election. And what we did was said, because the rules had been changed because of COVID, and we knew there was a runoff in the U.S. Senate race, what I was saying, along with others were saying, is that we need to go back to your regular rules for the runoff race. And so that we don't have all the drop boxes spread out all across the city. And then on the presidential says, review the claims that have been made. It never was about trying to reverse it, trying to call a special session. It had to do with the U.S. Senate race.
And I know this was Sure. Just one last question here. As I know it was 5 years ago now, it can feel like a long time ago and also short. There's kind of a time warp that happens in between these last 5 years. But it was a major moment in our state and in our country's history. You were a state senator at the time.
Right.
You're running to be governor now. As you know, the governor in Georgia plays a really critical role in certifying the results of presidential elections here. If you were in Governor Kemp's shoes in 2020, would you have done as he did and certify the results for Joe Biden?
I think what happened was as a constituent, you were concerned about what was happening with the people that said they were being turned away because they'd already voted and things of that nature. The Governor Kemp he was probably afforded more information than what I was, and given different information, it might have been the case. But at the end of the day, all we were doing was wanting the courts to review the claims that have been made, and once that time frame passed, there was nothing else you could do. So.
And just to make sure I'm hearing you right, because some people may hear your answer and think, well, that didn't quite get to it. If you were in Governor Kemp's shoes in that moment, do you think you would have certified?
There was no other choice but to do that at the time. There was no other choice to do that because, like I said, we were trying to reserve our rights in court, and the courts refused to hear it. So.
We've covered a lot of ground. I just want to give you the floor before we go. Is there anything you think voters should know that I haven't brought up?
Did you hear his handler try to wrap it up? It got intense. try to wrap it up. Did you ever hear him say the 2020 election was stolen from the American people for the people in Georgia? Did you? Did you hear that? Did you hear maybe Governor Brian Kemp had more information that he was aware of? Let me tell you this. Let me tell you what Brian Kemp had that Burt Jones is aware of. Brian Kemp had Joe Rossi's information. You remember? Because Joe Rossi is the only person in the state of Georgia that actually prompted Brian Kemp to write a letter wanting an investigation. So when Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones, that wants to be governor of Georgia, I mean, when he goes for 4 or 5 minutes and at no time can he say the 2020 election is stolen from the American people, and there was 11,780 votes, and we know it, why maybe in the special session he was calling for, he backed away, right? So he wants to be Donald Trump. How many times has Donald Trump said the 2020 was rigged? It was stolen. How many times? He wants to be the governor, and he wants Donald Trump's endorsement, and he wants MAGA's vote. Okay, now let's go to Chris Carr. Video 2.
If you were the governor in 2020, would you have done as Governor Brian Kemp did and certify those election results?
Absolutely, 100%. And look, we had to go to court 16 times to defend the state, and we prevailed every single time. And that's important because, again, we believe in the rule of law. Now, look, I'm a Republican. I wanted my team to win back in 2020. But what happens is we didn't lose for the reasons that some said, including the lieutenant governor. And that is, there wasn't widespread voter fraud such that it would overturn the election. But I would remind everybody as well, Stacey Abrams didn't lose in 2018 because of voter suppression. Not one single Georgian who was eligible to vote in 2018 was kept from voting. We know that because she filed a federal lawsuit in court. And that federal judge, who happened to have been appointed by President Obama, dismissed all cases. So again, you want leaders that will stand up. The lieutenant governor has given us chapter and verse and changed the story over and over again. He went to D.C., he had a letter, he didn't have a letter, he kept it in an Uber, he didn't. And now he's come around to say that he would have certified that election. I said it before, I stood with Governor Kemp. He wasn't with us, but apparently now he is. And I'm glad to see him come our way.
Now, this is going to upset you, so I'll look you directly in the eye in the camera so I can just be straight up. I'm okay with Chris Carr's answer because he answered it. Burt Jones is supposed to be on our side. I never expected Chris Carr to be on our side. But the guy said, when asked the same question as Burt Jones, said, 100%, absolutely 100%. Where Burt Jones should have said, no, I would have never certified that election the way it stood without an investigation, knowing what I know now. I'll be like, that's right. Chris Carr right now gave the answer. Not that I agree with. So right now in the state of Georgia, I have Burt Jones, I have Chris Carr, and it looks like I'm having we'll have Brad Raffensperger as my 3 choices for the next governor of Georgia. I will tell you, with those 3 choices, my pick will be Burt Jones. But if a 4th candidate gets into the race, I would have to be honest and open and just listen. Now, I got nothing against Burt Jones. He's a nice guy. But I know who he is and know he's a lieutenant governor and know where his bread is buttered and all the above. And no way do I like Chris Carr. Chris Carr was sent a referral from Brad Raffensperger on me, and the two of them have gone after me for 10 years. So I'm not on board with Chris Carr, but I will tell you politically, if Chris Carr keeps campaigning the same way and Burt Jones campaigns, I have to tell you this. I said earlier, I absolutely love my Dogs football. Love UGA football. Can't wait. But if Burt Jones thinks he is going to run a commercial every single day and say, go Dogs, and get elected in Georgia, just not enough go Dogs out there to get you over the finish line, dog. All right, let's move along. Now, so, okay. Burt Jones, you got First Liberty Building and Loan, the Ponzi scheme. So we're going to go to right here. We have Dooley. Now, give me number 111. And this guy is wearing way too much orange for me, Derek Dooley. So I want to put this out here for you to look at and pay attention to. So Derek Dooley, Georgia First, already sending out the fundraising. Endorsed by Kemp. Now, keep this in mind. This is Brian Kemp's candidate. Now, this guy is going to attempt. He's going to attempt. Diane, I'm going to send you a pic that I'm sorry that I just took. I thought I emailed it to me, but I didn't. I'm going to send you this picture if you would, please. And just go ahead and put it up when you get it, please. So this guy right here, not Donald J. Trump, not the president of the United States of America, not the guy that Josh McCoon, the chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, and all of Charlie Kirk and their children go around and brag that they got Donald Trump elected. No. Single-handedly, Brian Kemp, the governor of Georgia, disregards Donald Trump, disregards everybody, doesn't care, disregards John King. Now, as far as character, all right, do you know John King's background? Sit down and have a cup of coffee with Insurance Commissioner John King. I tell you that, some people might dislike the guy, but that, as far as his character, I mean, John King is a solid guy. It didn't matter. Brian Kemp, boom. John King, boom. Buddy Carter, anyone else. He goes out there single-handedly and he pulls in Derek Dooley. Now, the Dooley family, we know Vince Dooley, right? UGA. We know Brian Kemp is from Athens, Clark County, right there. Brian Kemp went to UGA. We know Derek's brother, the other Dooley, is it Donald or whatever his name? The three of them, they all grew up together, camped out together. So Brian Kemp brings him in not so he can beat John Ossoff. I'm going to say this from me to you. Do not get confused that Brian Kemp brought Derek Dooley into the campaign to beat John Ossoff. Remember this. The Purdue, there's always a quid pro quo. The Purdue's, we'll go with David and Sonny. They went to Donald Trump and said, hey, pull the carpet out from under Casey Cagle, the lieutenant governor in Georgia that's running for governor, and endorse Brian Kemp in the primary. Go against the grain. Do a primary endorsement. So Donald Trump endorses Brian Kemp, puts him over the top in front of Casey Cagle, former Georgia lieutenant governor. We know that. Goes against the grain because he's helping out the Purdue's. There's always a quid pro quo. So when Kemp gets past that, he then gets the endorsement of Trump again to get past Stacey Abrams. Now, Brian Kemp, keep in mind, never asked Donald Trump for anything. That's the way he feels. Brian Kemp and Marty Kemp do not feel they've ever asked Donald Trump for anything. In fact, they feel today that they would have beat Casey Cagle. I mean, they acted as though they were excited to get Trump's endorsement, but they feel like, I would have beat Casey Cagle. I didn't need your endorsement. I would have beat Stacey Abrams in 2018. I would have done it anyway. So the Kemps do not, and I mean Brian, Marty, and the girls, they do not feel, did that come through? If it did, go ahead and throw it up. If it didn't come through, let me know, because I thought I sent it to you. Did I attach it? There it is. Leave that up for a minute. So here's Derek Dooley making a statement on his first day, right? I got that at 8:54 a.m. this morning. Had a whopping 966 views. So Brian Kemp doesn't feel Donald Trump did anything for him. Now, it comes time, right? Johnny Isakson leaves. It comes time to appoint a senator to fill the term. He didn't feel he owed Donald Trump a damn thing. Now, if you're not catching on, I can't help you. He didn't feel he owed a damn thing. Quid pro quo. He got something from Kelly Loeffler, right? Now, all I know is Jeffrey Sprecher, right, is the largest commodities broker in the world, owns the New York Stock Exchange, correct? Kelly Loeffler's husband. Brian Kemp had a defunct grain company, remember? Defunct grain company. There were outstanding lawsuits. There was outstanding debt, right? And just like that, now we don't know. A lot of smoke on that tail wing that went to D.C. and back that took Kelly Loeffler up there to meet Donald Trump and say, oh, to hell with Doug Collins. Here's my pick. Got it? But Brian Kemp was made whole somehow, some way. All the investors were made whole in the grain company. It's just a coincidence that Jeffrey Sprecher, Kelly Loeffler's husband, owns the New York Stock Exchange and happens to be the largest commodities broker in the world. All coincidence. But quid pro quo, Kemp got something. Well, that's what we think. That's what we feel. That's what we hear. That's a lot of noise out there and a smoke. Now, so Doug Collins did not become senator. Kelly Loeffler did. Now, what is he getting this time? So keep your eye open for two things. Number one, skim off the top. He can't skim off the top with Mike Collins. Mike Collins cannot. See, Brian Kemp is going to be out of a job in 2028. Right? Now he's either going to run for president. I mean, he's going to be out of a job soon. Is he going to get a position, run for president, or is he going to become... Watch what happens. The skim off the top of the money. Keep an eye on what Brian Kemp is getting out of this deal. It's not for us to win. Win, to me, is the furthest thing. You find someone that will actually tell you they like it all fits. Right? Derek Dooley running against John Ossoff. Derek Dooley, a newcomer, that's fine. Going to run against the most highest, well-funded candidate in America, a newbie. For the past 4 years, we watched John Ossoff and Biden administration try to run our country off a cliff. I'm running for U.S. Senate because we need a Georgia first fighter who will further President Trump's agenda and represent the values of the people of our state. Now, they're in the pretend it didn't happen mode. So go ahead and give me video 7.
When President Trump took on the establishment in 2016, Derek Dooley just stayed in the locker room. He didn't even vote. When President Trump needed his team back on the field in 2020, Derek Dooley stayed in the locker room again, refusing to vote for Trump. When shots rang out in Butler and Trump rose to his feet in defiant triumph, rallying all patriotic Americans, Derek Dooley was nowhere to be found. Not a word, not a penny of support, didn't lift a finger to help Donald Trump and the America First agenda win the fight. Derek Dooley has spent his life on the sidelines, avoiding the fight to save America. Derek Dooley never fights, never wins, never Trump.
So immediately right out of the box, Mike Collins puts that out, and I want to make a note. I am not endorsing Mike Collins for Senate. I will tell you this, if I'm sitting here tomorrow's election day and I've got Mike Collins, Buddy Carter, and Derek Dooley, and yes, I know you're going to say, well, you're not mentioning anyone else. No, that's true. I'm not. I'll explain that on a later date. But if these are my three options, I would support Mike Collins, would, but we're not done. And even if Donald Trump was to come out, I'm going to throw this out here, and endorse Derek Dooley, I still won't vote for Derek Dooley. I will not, because I see the setup. And I don't think Donald Trump's going to come out and let Brian Kemp tell him what to do. So this is attack. Here's what's happening here. Brian Kemp and Cody Hall, because Cody Hall runs the campaign, Georgia First, Brian Kemp is saying to Derek Dooley, we're going to pretend we're going to further Trump's agenda. We're going to pretend your voting record, your past, didn't exist. We'll spend enough money to get people to forget about that. That's their angle. Now, so here, let's always have our place setting as number 21, Marty and the girls. So this is what got me, is you have these people that have gone against Brian Kemp. And they have fought against Brian Kemp. And they want you to believe that they would never have anything to do with Brian Kemp. So I got to go here. You got to remember, and this is true, nobody's arguing, number 111, it should say apostrophe S. Can we get them to change? Can you, I don't know if we could get in trouble by that. Can you put this up, endorsed by, can we get an apostrophe S just drawn in on that? That would be nice, okay? I'd like an apostrophe S. But anyhow, so endorsed by Kemp. Now, you cannot be 112, you cannot be MAGA and talk about Kemp in the same breath. You cannot be America First and talk about Kemp in the same breath. So we have a person here in Georgia I have told you for years is absolutely a despicable person. This person jumps up, threatens all the time, give me number 40 to sue me, because they say they've never taken a dime of dark money. Wink, 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 wink. I don't know. I am hardcore MAGA. Could you go? I'm blocked. Could somebody go to the old Crimson Tider here, the Debbie Doonaster, all right, the attack dog, the Chihuahua, missing 3 teeth. Could someone go there and see if you can find that? Because that was sent to me. I think that disappeared. I think that kind of hit the wrong way. I am hardcore MAGA. Is Brian Kemp, Debbie? I will absolutely not. I absolutely not will support massage parlor Mike Collins. I am strongly leaning for Dooley. Oh, Brian Kemp. You sold out to Brian Kemp. Now, right here, this one here, right? The sellouts, number 77. He's not getting to me. I'm just telling you what we're up against. 77. Laying it out here. John Fredericks. So could you go to let's go to see how Dooley feels about day one, video 19.
Video 19?
Yeah.
I don't have 19.
You don't have 19 and 20? Maybe I sent it to myself. I got 17, 18, 19, and 20 I sent.
Yeah, I do. I just didn't load it. Sorry.
Oh, that's my alarm. 3 O's is my alarm. We caught Diane. Finally. It's not something your host did. All right, so just when you get it load it up there. Thank you. All right, so because I want to see how Dooley's doing, and then I have number 20. I sent a start time on 20. We'll get to that one in a minute. So I'm going to show you here because, I mean, we're trying to win in 2026. Brian Kemp is throwing us under the bus. And I tell you, political money at all cost. Yeah, that's 19. Just roll that when you get it. And then I've got, because we're getting close to the end, I am going to want 20 and 18, and 20 has a start time. So I want to see how Dooley feels he was doing on day one. Get a feel for this guy.
Hey everybody, exciting first day, busy first day, and I appreciate all the support. I want to tell you why I'm doing this. It started during COVID, and I saw things in our country that I never thought I would see in my lifetime. Starting with the lawlessness, people scared to go out of their home in the cities, government lockdowns, mandates, censorship. I mean, absolutely no transparency. Nobody knows what's going on, not getting good information. This Alvin Bragg guy, he's weaponizing the justice system. And the hits just keep coming. Borders wide open, just letting people come on in unchecked, thinking nothing's going to happen. Trillions of dollars pumping into the economy like no consequence. And I'm like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? And the most frustrating part about all this is John Ossoff is sitting there rubber stamping everything the Biden administration did. Rubber stamped it. And now all he's doing is resisting every bit of progress Trump and his administration is trying to make. Leadership matters. It matters. And John Ossoff, his leadership does not represent what the people of Georgia want. And frankly, I'm just tired of all these guys in D.C. who don't represent the people of the state that they serve. And you know what? I got to get in the game. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going to get in the game. I'm going to roll up my sleeves. I want to go to work and I want to earn it. I want to earn it from you to give you the kind of leadership that you want and the kind of leadership that you deserve. I'm hitting the road. Tomorrow I'm headed to South Georgia, and I hope to see you out there.
Day one. He couldn't find all those things he's concerned about, Alvin Bragg. I noticed Alvin Bragg, he's concerned about him, but he wasn't concerned about Fonnie Willis here in Georgia. He's concerned about the border. He was concerned about COVID, but he couldn't find the voting booth. He couldn't find the voting booth at any time. He couldn't find his checkbook or the voting booth at any time. So give me video 20 and the start time. I have it started at 4:50.
Former football coach at Tennessee and the son of iconic Georgia Bulldog football coach Vince Dooley, Derek Dooley, is running for U.S. Senate. We're going to try to get him on our show this week. Now, Coach Dooley, Derek Dooley, is expected to get the endorsement of Brian Kemp, the governor, who has lined up behind him, we believe, and he'll put his machine behind him. And Brian Kemp thinking that Derek Dooley is the best chance to beat John Ossoff. And I can just tell you this. I'm not going against Kemp again. I'm done with that. Like Ann always says, you know, John, you're stubborn, but you're not stupid. I went up against this political machine one time and got the crap kicked out of us, our whole staff. That thing with Purdue, we got killed. I went up against it once. I'm not doing it again. Kemp is popular. Kemp's candidate is going to win this race in the nomination process. He has a machine. He has an apparatus. He's got a ton of money. And people like him. I mean, whether you like him or not, wherever you are, Texas, Arizona, Timbuktu, Georgia Republicans overwhelmingly back Governor Kemp based on what he's done. You throw out 2020, his track record is sterling. He's a solid conservative on every front. He's MAGA on every front. Got to throw 2020 out. I'm not excusing it. I'm not sweeping it under the carpet. I'm just giving you raw political reality. If Governor Kemp gets his entire machine and his muscle and his popularity behind Derek Dooley for Senate in Georgia, Derek Dooley is going to be the nominee. He will be the nominee. No doubt in my mind. Here's Derek Dooley's announcement yesterday on YouTube.
If you throw out 2020, if you just throw out 2020, throw it out. It didn't happen. If any of you out there watch John Fredericks, do not turn my program on, please. Do not. I'm serious. Do not turn the program on. I have to tell you, do not. Because I am a lone voice. It's been there. There's a couple of the people out there doing some work, and they're good people, but it's not this program. And I have to say this, I'm not being arrogant, cocky, or a jackass. I can be if I try real hard, but I'm the lone 2020 voice in Georgia. I am. And I appreciate the other guys, some gals maybe, but are working on it and haven't given it up. But I lead the voice of 2020. If you throw it out, did you hear that? If you throw it out, this jackass, this POS just said to you, now he will have a Peach Pit this week show. And Debbie Dooley will go on there and they will try his job. And Debbie Dooley, what? I'm not letting them get to me. I've got an asshole like this and a bleach blonde, whatever the hell she is, that are going to try to tell MAGA we need to be Derek Dooley supporters. And this guy just told you that if you throw 2020 out, that Brian Kemp is all MAGA. Why, he's a true conservative. No. The Georgia state budget went up $10 billion in 4 years. Why, if you throw, all you got to do is throw out 2020. Throw it out. And you got to admit, MAGA is Brian Kemp. That's his picture. This guy is going to try to put Brian Kemp's picture on MAGA as a conservative for when? 2028? Because remember the tweet he put out about the truce. He said to win 2026 and beyond. Remember the beyond? I told you that. Take that down. So, all right. Just go ahead and throw video 16 up and I'll be back in like 8 seconds, folks. Now,
if you talk about this, I'm going to excommunicate you. Well, You're not the Pope, bro.
My favorite Alex Jones clip. Now, number 4, poor little Katie Frost. Right? Poor little Katie Frost. That's Jason the Mongo Thompson, RNC State Committee man for Georgia. Now, here is number 7. This is Brian Kemp's Is Dooley a drag queen? Oh, I don't know. Oh, God. Now all 12 of her accounts are going to attack me. My sincere apology, Dooley. I refer to you as a drag queen. Woof, woof. Anyhow, I don't know why I do stuff. Do not ask me why I do stuff. There's Debbie Dooley, now full-fledged Kemp supporter, talking to the RNC. We got Marjorie Taylor Greene saying the party's over. We got Brian Kemp blowing it up and pissing off President Trump. We've got Derek Dooley that wears way too much orange from Tennessee. I mean, wow. We got Josh McCoon, number 8, and Sally Grubbs. We got people flipping all over, begging Brian Kemp. We've got number 17, the Ponzi scheme. We've got number 23. Get the clicking in there, sister. Get the clicking. There's the Ponzi scheme. We got number 23, Brant Frost, offering people sweetheart deals. We've got number GRA, number 27, and then 26. We got Timothy Nathaniel Darnell referring people according to the attorney and their clients, referring people to, there you go, to First Liberty Building and Loan. We've got number 31, Josh McCoon, the chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, accepting Brant Frost resignation for state committee, but he is still, as of today, number 44, he is still, the albino rhino is still the Coweta County Georgia Republican Party chair, part of the Frost family, the Coweta Frost family Ponzi or cult, right? And here's poor little Katie, number 43. She went to the Fayette County Republican Party meeting Saturday. People did not make their way over there to grovel to her. And she basically was in tears Saturday. Just poor little Katie. Poor little Katie. Poor little Katie Frost. There's poor little Katie. And then we have number 3. We have what I have heard, an angel investor, right? Craig Dolezal, right? And then we have number 9. We have Mike Crane, which former state senator, served with David Schaefer, served with Josh McCoon, who the Frost kiddos call Uncle Mike Crane. That's Uncle Mike Crane to the Frost kids, as he chaired our corrupt rig convention. Holy mackerel, Batman. Where the hell does this end? And there's no telling. And then we have this little article here that said, hey, guess what? David Schaefer's firm, number 74, this guy lost $600,000, right? $600,000. And there you go. He lost right here, number 75, $600,000. And right there, whew, damn. He worked his whole life. And then number 76, you've got David Schaefer, former chair of the Georgia Republican Party, while, as we understand, while serving as chair, Springwood Capital, this article by Jeff Amy, Associated Press, said he runs a company run by Schaefer. It's in print, all right, that they lost $200,000 to First Liberty, Brent Herron is the attorney of record for them. Would that be the same Brent Herring that filed all the corporations with the Secretary of State for the Republican coalition? Would that be him? Schaefer says has not declined to say if he owned it, but then Josh McCoon is the attorney who filed the paperwork for the company. Oh, yeah, and don't forget, I'm the bad guy. Yes, I'm the bad guy. I'll be damned if they're going to knock me off the top step. I mean, the Georgia Republican Party, Marjorie Taylor Greene, the Frost family, Josh McCoon, Candace, get your panties in a wad, Taylor, right? I was public enemy number one, and I'll be damned if I'm going to lose that spot. But I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to close. I'm going to look you in the eye and tell you something. You won't wake up tomorrow and come to this program and say, what the hell happened to BKP? He supports Brian Kemp? Derek Dooley? Hell no. Oh, by the way, the election in 2020 was stolen from the American people and the people in Georgia. We need to get rid of the machines. Nobody will talk about it. Oh, they got that blue ribbon panel. They named it the Blue Ribbon Panel on Voter Confidence in our next voting system, the Blue Ribbon Panel. I think I'll get into that tomorrow. It's 11:04. I'm absolutely... Now, Debbie Dooley, you know you hate me. You hate me with a passion. And you know you've played a part of some things that you know are wrong and you lied about. And you know that, Debbie. You know it. Look me in the eye. I never checked. In fact, I don't want to check. I don't really want to know. But are you a drag queen? I'll see you in the morning.